My husband surprised his son by taking him to the prom.
Don't mess up that makeup, jab her. Jab her. Jab
Look down, let him cry. Oh, he's crying. Oh my God. Oh, you made him cry.
You hear the women in the background?
Wait. Let him fall on the floor. Let him fall. Let him fall on the floor. Oh, poor baby. Oh. Hold on. Look up.
Got the fan and everything.
Oh, Mello's crying. He didn't know his pops was going to be there. He's crying. This is monumental. I know.
This is bad. This is very, very bad. This is horrible.
Alright, come on, I need pictures. Excuse me. I love the candidness. Let it know. Let's go. Okay, moving emotions.
This is absolutely horrible. It's bad in every single way, shape, and form. And it's the reason why I believe that fathers need to have a strong presence throughout their sons' lives, because when they are then raised by their mothers, it is often at times going to end up disastrous. You can hear the women in the background. Oh, that means that they've already had an influence on this boy. They've already beat the father, and I'm not sure exactly what the dynamics is. I don't know if he's a, you know, father that, you know what I'm saying, is divorced or whatever, so on and so forth, or whatever the situation is. But this is 1000% what is happening within the black community. I believe it's what's happening in American culture in general, but there's no way that you would ever, you know what I'm saying, look at this or look at the father just from optics on the outside and be like, you know what? I think that that's the situation that you find yourself in at all. And so when they say, Anton, you too strict, Anton, you know, you need to let them make their own choices, not as long as you under my covering. Not as long as you under my covering, and under no circumstances am I going to validate it. Because the minute that you then validate it or give it permission, because I'm not saying that, you know, eventually that people wouldn't be able to make their own decisions, but how you raise a child, and I truly believe this, how you raise a child and what you put into them in their adolescence is often at times the things that they either going to stick with or come back to. And you absolutely have to stand on business when it comes to what is right and what is wrong. And this is dead wrong in my opinion. And you can say, well, Anton, you don't have to have an opinion about it, because that's what a lot of women will do. And that's what a lot of women say inside the comments of these types of videos. But when you put it out there publicly for everybody to see, you're basically, you know what I'm saying, opening yourself up not only for criticism, but you can't live in an echo chamber and say, well, you only supposed to see it one way, or we only want to hear from one group of people. If you go down the comments of this video, it is all, and when I say all, it is 100% women validating this behavior. And when you occasionally see a guy that comments on it, they'll say something like, where's the sun, or something like that, or whatever. Guys, largely, most guys, especially guys that understand traditional culture or is standing in business or is truly rooted in whatever it is that they believe spiritually, they don't rock with this. And so a lot of times you'll see women that is validating this. When we see women or guys that, you know, are going into women's bathrooms or going into women's sports, that is usually being validated by women. And it's validated, you can say, well, some women will say, no, we don't want that, we don't want this. They're your best friends. Y'all validate every aspect of their lifestyle. Y'all get dressed around them. Y'all think that these is y'all best friends. Y'all, every woman, almost every woman, even the ones that say I disagree with men and women's sports, will say, yeah, but I got gay friends and all of this other type of stuff. And listen, I'm not going to dehumanize somebody, meaning that I will never tell them that they can't pursue, that you can't make money or you shouldn't be able to work or all of this other type of stuff. But you shouldn't be bringing your lifestyle into the workplace anyway. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be bringing that. But even if you do, you know what I'm saying? If you're great at your job, and it depends on whatever the type of job is, if it's not forward facing, if it's not affecting the business, I don't really care about that. What I do care about is our cultural norms, because now you have more men than ever that are basically sassy. Their sons are sassy, and then they grow up to believe that this is normal. This is not normal in any way, shape, or form. And you can call me strict. You can say that you're overbearing and all of this type of stuff. But this is bullshit. This is bullshit. This is one of the worst things that you can do for your kid is to validate bad behavior. Brain is not even fully developed. Wearing basically a dress, and now you don't see any other men. And this picture, it was all women around that was saying, "Oh, and let me take a picture and let me post this to the internet." And they've basically said that this is normal. This is why you don't need, in a lot of instances, female leadership, especially when it comes to politics or church. I believe that the black church has been infiltrated, and that's the reason why you see so many rainbow flags, which goes against the very thing that was said in the Bible of what it was for. You know what I'm saying? It was a covenant between God and man, and he would never flood the earth and eliminate man, wipe out man totally ever again after the floods. And so, you see this nonsense and you see how it's playing out. And men are becoming, they marrying men, they going in women's bathrooms, they turning up at the clubs, they singing in the choirs, it's just bad, bro. It's bad. And you can't validate in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't mean that you have to dehumanize people, but I will absolutely 100% cut off in every way, shape, or form. 100% cut off if this was ever to play out. Thank God I don't have to deal with this. Thank God that this is not a norm within me. But culturally, this should not be accepted. Uh, he seemed like he been beat into submission. He also need to question the mindset of the woman that he married or the woman that he's with. It's just bad. It's bad all the way across the board. I don't agree with it. I'm pretty sure that it's a lot of people that probably do agree with it, but that's why I don't operate in an echo chamber and I welcome other people's opinions respectfully, but I can't get with it. I can't get with it. I know that Obama, the legacy that he left was largely around the validation and the legalization of a lot of the things that we see that's sassy in society. Since he been president, I've never been able to get with it. I've never been able to justify it. I seen Billy Porter dancing next to Biden on the White House lawn. They beat him into submission. If you allow for the devil, if you allow for demons to exist around you long enough, eventually you'll say, you know what? Well, it ain't that bad. That's why I don't even play that game. I don't hang out with people that's like that. I'm not trying to hang out. I'm not trying to validate your experiences. We don't talk that shit in my household. We not doing that at all. You know what I'm saying? We don't stand for that. That's not what we about. And I know that some people will even say, and they'll use the excuse and say, well, what about this sin? Or what about that? What about it? I don't agree with a lot of the things that's happening in the culture and in society. But this one, you know what I'm saying? Again, I think that, us adopting it and making it a cultural norm is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the chat. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, Teach Henley. 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I can't wait to read y'all comments on this one.